My name is Coretta Annalise Finette Desmerad. I am a lady of the Esmeralda household of Asperia. I've woken up late, haven't I? I should be running laps right about now. I'll just have to start from here.
Oh, good morning, Vanessa.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Doing all right, Coretta?
I'm fine. Just out for my morning run.
All right.
Good morning.
Morning, Coretta.
Once I'm done with my laps, I'll have to... I'll have to pick up my sword and some aspirin from the medical wing. Assuming it's open. If not, then I suppose some water and rest will have to do. Oh, that was a weird feeling. Ooh. Ooh, going up the stairs here. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm going faster than I usually do. I don't know. It just gave me that sense that you get like, you know, when you think your brain thinks that you're climbing stairs or you're going upward, but when you're really not. So it's like a little dizzying. Ooh. I haven't felt that in a while. I'm fairly certain that today the professors will decide on who won yesterday's duel. I don't truthfully see how, with the
Oh, how did the duels go?
error I made at the end, how I could have won. However, if, for whatever reason, I were chosen as the winner of the duel, then what? Then I get a half-assed award for a half-assed job. It's honestly unthinkable. If we were to assume that that had been an actual battlefield experience, barring the fact that he was clearly holding back, if I were to just focusing entirely on my own actions, if I were to have done such a move in the middle of battle, surrounded by teammates, It could have very well cost not just my own life, or, well, if you're in the middle of a battlefield, I suppose no matter how injured you are, if you're injured to the point of not being able to stand, or if you're exhausted from mana drain, then yes, you would be risking your life. It would also be risking my teammates' lives. What happened then was not a sound call to make. Okay, so let's get on with this little thought experiment. Let's say the unthinkable does happen. Let's say they go, "Oh, Coretta, you're the only one standing at the end. You truly deserve this. Didn't you do such a good job?" I suppose there's really nothing I could do if they were to say something in front of the entire assembly. Well, unless I were to cry out in the middle there. It would certainly get everybody's eyes on me, even if it does result in another punishment. And of course, everybody'd be like, "Oh, well, she's just doing that for the attention." Well, of course, I would be doing it for the attention, but I feel like that would make all the attention put on me go to waste. I mean, they would only look at me for maybe, 2 minutes? Then turn around and be like, "Oh, yeah, she's just, she's just..." Okay. Let's see if the med bay has opened. Or if Davril's awake, we could see. Ask if perhaps he could cool a cup of water. Let's hide out here for a moment while I adjust the volume on this music.
Yeah, I don't conjure it. I just pull it from the air.
I'm sorry, that's not cool as hell. Sorry.
There we go.
That's very amazing.
What?
That's hell.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
I'm feeling tired, so I'm trying to make up for it as much as possible.
Oh yeah.
Does that make sense?
Miss you too.
You did?
I mean, yeah, cause we're friends and stuff, right? So
Uh-huh. You missed me.
Okay.
Oh. That makes me so happy to hear.
okay.
I mean, I missed you too.
Okay. We both did the same thing, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Good morning.
Hello, Coretta. Good morning.
Good morning, Professor.
Oh,
Morning.
Professor Cassius.
Uh-huh.
Professor Odie was looking for you.
Yep, I found him in the Coliseum.
Okay.
Or he found
Fine,
me.
thank you.
Troy always has.
Ugh. I hate having to do all these laps. It immediately makes me want to take the long way around the beach area here. Every time I go through it. Okay, so we'll see if the medbay is open. If not, continue to the stadium. Right. I also have to get my sword back from the smithy. Okay, so out of character, that could either be Chips is no longer in the medical bed, or there's just nothing for my character to note on. In character, she is going up here, just kind of half scoping out, seeing if there are any medical students about, and half seeing if perhaps she got the location of his bed wrong. Let's see. This walkway goes to the museum. I should be able to easily go from the entrance down there back to the dorms and put my sword away. I don't believe I'll have an actual use for it today. Pause there because that door lets out directly onto the steps. So I felt like there was like a big jump down, like, did I fall? Oh yeah, well since I'm kind of out of character and just, you know, going back to the dorms to put the sword away, probably throw away the water so I don't, you know, so I'm not carrying it like all session. My voice, my throat, everything, I think it's 100% better. Like, there's a little bit of roughness to it, but overall it feels great. Ahead and turn this around so I'm a bit more centered in my play space. There we go. And there goes the... yeah. I suppose right about now I should be heading over to the assembly hall. The bell should be ringing any moment now. I'll just throw this away in the trash can. By the seating. Yes, it should still be there. Even before dinner. I believe. It should still be there before dinner. Oh yeah, I forgot. Let me pause for a moment. Okay. Oh, and there's the bell. Yeah, I was checking out my camera to see if my cape was going wild. I'm thinking, whatever happened with it last episode might have been someone messing around with the cape. Someone might have grabbed it and then posed it to go upwards and look all weird.
I'm sure you can, Esme.
Or I will fucking
Throw you.
down. It's okay.
I'm gonna sit down.
Sit down.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit down.
With stick.
Just turn left every single time. Every single time it's turn, you just turn left.
Turn left.
Turn
What a
left.
modicum as to life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Turn left.
Fuck, we went right. Why did we go right? We could have turned left. Not right.
Left is the way out of most mazes.
Dang. Dang.
Good morning. To let you know, the last remaining duel for the preliminary will be held on the morrow. as well as the resulting decision of the previous. We do not have much to go over today, so I will keep it brief. Prefix, medical, and GMA representatives, you have done a wonderful job thus far in handling the proceedings. So thank you for your continued devotion in keeping your fellows safe. Professors, is there anything you wish to add? Cadet Ada, if you would please remain after. Please enjoy your evening.
Okay.
All right. Have a nice.
So,
Do their
we get to
left, do
enjoy
their
our
left.
evening.
I feel like
You know
that
what
could have just
means?
been
I was
sent
about to.
over, like,
I was about to.
Too slow.
message or something.
So now you're
She just stole your thunder.
Professors, a word,
How
if
could
you
I ever
would.
get over this?
Uh-huh.
Of course.
all about formalities.
Is there somewhere we could talk in private?
Yeah, the offices. Come on.
As long as I can
To the left.
make it, it just needs to be.
She made us turn right. I can't believe her.
Reproduce Vargas' ship. It doesn't need many
You
people.
know,
Oh, no,
you could
we're talking
always
about
just
going down the left.
turn left in the
can push it a
circle
little
until you go
harder,
right.
Our practice doing that. I don't know if it
But far be it
That's
beyond
not
me to give
practical.
you a suggestion.
You know what? Because of that, I'm just going to turn right until I go this way. Ha!
Turn left. Is there something
Turn
wrong?
left. Turn left.
Circle left. Had to. And of course, turn left into the office.
Because for some reason you have to walk in backwards to that door. We don't know why. It's a mystery. So, what'd you need?
It's a backward door.
May I ask if yourselves and the rest of the faculty have already decided on the winner of yesterday's duel?
No idea.
Fuck if I know. Neither of us were there, as far as I'm aware.
In fact, I believe the only one who might have even been present during that is Barian right now, so you might want to ask him. Of which I'm going to need to talk with him to get a rundown of what happened anyways.
Understood.
Oh, we hear rumor.
There's been rumor. Have I missed something? What's the
Oh,
rumor?
I know a certain cadet is currently in the med bay.
Oh,
Currently, pretty badly beat up or something. And the med bay's currently locked down or something or other like that.
If I may I excuse myself?
go ahead. And we should go and ask someone about that.
Probably maybe around the hall.
Priceless artifacts.
Fair enough.
Right now, I kind of put one or two
Morning,
on.
Kareta.
Good morning,
maybe at least
Kareta.
one or something
Good
about myself,
morning.
What are you off to?
But
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't want to keep you too long. Do you need help getting a
Fair
piece
enough.
of wood or anything?
No.
And if I find Misty, I can
don't
have her seek
see.
you out if you want her to help. She might be interested.
Okay. I got you. But
So I'm gonna head to the stadium. I think. I don't know what else anyone else is
What
doing.
is your least favorite?
And
I'll
then
be around.
something
Left.
about
If you need me to
there's
scan
summoning the
whatever.
elemental thing. Did we want to find the people that were
not
part of
here.
that discuss when we're gonna do that, or
No.
Guys are left.
if we're gonna be able to?
We
'Cause
can't.
it looked like a lot of
I don't
people
know.
were here. But
Yeah, I was gonna say we might want to say.
Yes, 1 or 2. Mama is doing very well. Papa was sick for a while, but he's recovering. So that's good.
I need to send a note back
Are-
home. Apparently, Zalandor's seeing a lot of bandit activity and unrest along the trade route.
Probably the single best thing about recording these rather than live streaming them is that for most people watching, I would assume you already know what's going to happen. However, because you know what's going to happen from other people's points of view, you don't quite know what's going on in Chris' head until you see this point of
I
view.
don't know, but left.
Left. That's all
They
it
are
is.
definitely also searching for Varian. This is great.
Just left.
I know this. Pretty sure Chris also realized it.
She has a habit
So
of
this
doing
is
that. How
a
did...
race.
Oh, you know what? She beat us. That's weird.
Red portal.
It is faster. See? I'm right.
That must be him. Okay, let's hurry up a little bit. Professor, may I have a word with you in private?
If you wish. My office, I would assume.
How long will this take? I actually have a question I need to ask you, Kareta, when you have time.
I have
It
words I
should-
wish to exchange with you as well, Vega.
Oh. Then I'll just wait outside. Oh, wait. I'll speak with you when I'm done with Varian, then.
Then, if you
So.
would, Professor?
Apparently, you've got a line now.
Are you in it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Wonderful. Well, I'll seek you out when I can, gentlemen.
All right. Just make sure you keep turning left. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Only left.
Turning left. Only left.
Sure.
Mhm.
If there are others who require you, our conversation may take some time.
Ah. Nope. That's fine.
Very well.
Guess I'll just have to tag you later. If that's alright.
That will be
Pardon?
fine.
Oh.
Oh. You know,
Mhm.
I shouldn't be weirded out by the fact that other teachers are going to be in here. But just
This
seeing
is
it made
the
my brain go.
Administrative offices.
I know.
Why would they
Like,
not?
you would think that only the Ascendant Academy teachers would be in here, so I saw one of a different uniform and I was
They
like,
have been using their shared offices upstairs with me.
oh, is that where they've been? No.
Well, they need a place to do their own work.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. It's just different to actually see it.
I believe Jonas uses the office connected to the library.
Did they actually give them a place to sleep?
We all have quarters.
Okay.
Very well.
I'll be out here.
Miss Clover. You would. Nothing. Now, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Have the faculty already decided on the winner of yesterday's duel?
Discussions still need to be held. As well, the headmistress is currently unavailable, and she would likely be needed throughout most of the deliberation. Did you have
Very
particular
well, then.
questions you wish to put forward?
If I am to be there for the discussion, then I don't believe I have any questions.
And I'll be sure to express your interest in being present.
Thank you, Professor.
There's nothing else, then?
There's nothing else on my mind, sir.
Very well. Ah, how is that book treating you? Are you almost finished?
Yes. Actually, I could return it to you later today at dinner.
I'll be sure to find you during dinner. Very well. If you
If I
could
may?
let Viviana know that she can come in. Yes, dismissed. Good day, cadet.
Our conversation is finished. He says that you may enter his office now.
Thanks.
No wonder. Why
I'll be
this
seeing you
character
later?
Frankenstein.
Yes.
Left.
Left.
Oh, hey, look, we're going to that left office.
I mean, of course, you can't go to the right one.
Nope. You can't. We're homeless now.
Yeah.
Well, are you
Yeah,
always going
that's
to
it.
the left office if you're only entering it backwards?
But that's the backwards office.
Oh my. Is that what we call it now? Do we call that a backwards office?
We probably should, to be fair.
Probably. Yeah, to get rid of that cursed word out of it, you know.
Well,
Uh-huh.
is
sake
the
of that
matter you two
alone.
gentlemen have urgent?
Urgent? No. But need to know? Yes.
Well, this conversation for Vina will likely take some time. How long do you need?
How long would it take to explain what happened at the fights?
Not overly, a few minutes, perhaps. Depends how long
Okay.
we decide to sit in questioning. I do
Only
also
that,
believe
then.
Full deliberations.
Only
are
that.
occurring.
That's all we need.
We can't judge it because we didn't see it, so. So only as long as that takes.
That's coming.
Oh. They're only in there briefly. Wait, were you waiting for me?
I prefer not to let this sort of runaround thing happen, especially when one can only get around the school by foot most of the time.
Ah. Okay. Be warned, Varian said it was going to take a while.
Oh, that's fine by me.
Mm. In hindsight, I could have asked how long this would take. Because now I don't know if I start it up, it's going to be interrupted or not. I should wait.
They are merely going over the events of yesterday.
The events of...
Not yesterday. The last duel.
Your duel.
I would assume so.
Hmm. Is that what they said?
They gestured towards me. I'm pretty sure they've at least heard something.
Hmm. Probably then. Hmm. Who knows how long that'll take. Have you been adjusting to school well? Rather, have you been having a good time here?
I've been having as good a time as any here.
Recently or in general?
More recently than most days. Was it just the other day? It was Rex, I believe, who brought out a few board games in his dorm. Quite the fun little get-together.
What games?
I believe the one we played was Ropes and Sandworms. Their version of Chutes and Ladders. The game itself was rather
Never heard of
tedious.
that.
However, it opened up a, well, not exactly fruitful conversation, but a less tedious one, to be sure.
What kind of conversations do you consider tedious?
ones where maybe you talk, small talk about the weather, how you feel, and then you just stare at somebody for the next 6 seconds while you try to think of something to say.
I see. Good to know. Our conversation won't be tedious.
We've left his room.
I
Left.
have eyes, you know.
Uh-huh.
Ah!
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Very well. Number 4.
Popular.
Would you just put chairs out
Easy.
here and we'll take it?
I mean, I'm going to be honest, they really should have at this point.
Now serving.
Benches, chairs, some sort of seating, maybe a potted plant or two.
Oh, we'll even get some refreshments ready.
There's a water fountain down the stairs
And one inside.
for some reason.
Like, how
Oh,
does you
sure.
drag it out of the office and just put it here?
Well, usually that's where everyone's going to be doing all the talking. So it makes sense why it's there. But we should have another one. It's not an or statement.
This conversation is likely going to take some time.
I have
Are you
already
sure you
prepared
wish to wait
myself to
here?
wait for a long time. No need to worry about me, Professor.
If you're sure.
Thanks.
Messing with the fizz bones. Let's go. I also need to change the fizz bones on these so they can stretch when you pull them. Let's try to. I want to grab the tip. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Kind of. Top of the hair looks a little funky. I'm gonna have to seriously redo the bones and the pigtails. Because what I did when first making this is I removed a bunch of bones to save on calculations needed. You know, just enough bones to give the hair that sort of wavy, gravity kind of feel to it. But now with fizz bones, I want to make it look cooler. And I can afford to add a couple more bones. Especially up in this area here. Cause in here might be, I think, the largest bone, because I just merged the bones together. It ends up in these really big, blocky bones, but you know. Great for the original dynamic bone script stuff that we had going on. But now I want to play. As for Kurta's mindset, honestly, I have half a mind to tell her that next time she wants to talk to me, meet me at some specified location at a specified time. Hmm. Oh no. Okay. Well, pardon me if I'm impatient. I've been told many times that I can be rather short with people. I don't think she would ever actually say that. But I like that one. Oh. Okay. Just real quick checking, because I am rather curious as to how long this is gonna take. Of course, I'm not gonna know until after it's over, but... Oh. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna sneak this in here because if I were a viewer for this part, I would skip right over this section, be like, oh, she's gonna be waiting for a long time. Let's just sort of skim through the little preview at the bottom of the video. Try to see when she's talking to another person, not just like into a camera. Yeah, since I don't know if I've said this on camera before. I might have, because I've said quite a few things about how Coretta thinks and behaves. But if you want a good indicator as to how genuine Coretta is being at any given time, the more genuine she is, the more closed off her body language will be. And the more she's trying to put on a facade, the more she's trying to, I don't know, usually act as though she doesn't care or that she's above everybody, she'll open up her body language. Reason for that being is it's like it's symbolically like guarding her heart when she's being genuine. She feels unsafe just being herself. Of course, last episode, when everybody was relaxing with the board games, that was actually like the first time in a long time Coretta has actually relaxed. She kind of got swept up in the mood of things. Man, there's a part of me that's still fixated on what I just said. Coretta doesn't feel safe being herself. That's the kind of statement that takes a lot to unpack. Like, if she were to say that in therapy, be like, all right, this is what the session's going to be about today. Strap in. Quick leg check. Good, good. is acting as it should. Okay, let's go ahead. Whoop. Okay. Okay, good. Just checking my recording real quick. Phew. I can only imagine. Oh, I would scream if it turned out I wasn't recording this. Oh. I love moments like these. Right now, I kind of feel like a gremlin. I mean, I'm mildly uncomfortable just because it's warm in here, but other than that, I'm having a good time. Meanwhile, anybody who sees me, like, just outside of this, girl looks like she is impatient. I mean, she is impatient. She is rather annoyed. But I know that, like, some people out there might be like, oh, well, you should probably just stay in character. I mean, who knows, somebody's gonna, come up to you, you should still be in that mindset, but also, I don't want to keep myself angry for an indeterminate amount of time. Because right now, Coretta's just gonna think in circles, like, you know what, let's get into that. What would Coretta be thinking right now? So they have yet to decide the winner of the duel. I wonder if they'll let me honestly weigh my... Well, I wonder if they will honestly weigh my opinion. Then again, If things look to be going the way I hope they go, then there should be no reason for me to weigh in. Which song am I listening to right now? I'm listening to The Invention Rooms by Safk. Or however you pronounce it. I don't even know what language that name comes from. If it comes from a language. There's always like, artists or, like different things that have names that you think are from like another language. Then they actually aren't. They're just they're like they're abbreviations. There's really nothing I can say about the fact that I'm waiting here in the hallway for who knows how long. I mean, it's either this or one of us is going to end up running around the entire campus. Well, it's certainly not going to be me, now is it? However, I did agree to a conversation, and I'd really rather not drag it out, unlike some people. Oh. What do you want to bet? She's going to come out and she's going to try to defend her. That was her, right? Yes, I have been told she is Chips's loved one. Yeah, she's going to come out and she's going to defend her loved one's honor. How could you put him in a hospital bed? You're only 3 feet tall. Of course, if she wants to duel over this, or rather, spar, then I'm certainly not opposed to it. Okay, gotta adjust my grip. Hello? Is there sweat on here or something? Do I have to wipe this off? No? Okay. Let's go ahead and try to work this out before we get into a conversation where I gotta look somebody in the eye. Okay. Bite my palm off. Try to wipe the controller off. also just rain finger. So, right about there. Oh, that is. So I heard that the way to recalibrate it, to recalibrate the little sensor on here, just to wiggle your fingers a bit. Oh, this side's doing the same thing? Yeah, this side's doing the same thing. Okay. This works fine if I just move my fingers down. Let's see. No. I legit just tried to grab my finger and bend it upward. Oh, almost. There we go. Okay. Pinky finger, hello. Okay, whatever. It should be fine because rock and roll gestures. The rock and roll emotes are made to be more difficult to let off anyway because they're rarer emotes. So there shouldn't be a need for it, but this bothers me. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright. If I need the rock and roll gesture, just middle finger down. Yes, just middle finger down and move it down a little bit. Yeah, let's just... Unless absolutely necessary, it's not. Okay, I think I'm actually getting the hang of it. Cool. This has me rather curious about if I'm being watched right now. Probably not. I've been here for about 25 minutes, I want to say. Alright. It's gotten to be enough time. Let's go ahead and sit down. As a ladylike fashion as I can muster. Scoot up to the pillow I have by my wall. Of course, it's gonna look like I'm leaning up against something because tracking, but let's try this up a little bit more. Oh, there we go. That's rather comfortable. Imagine somebody comes up and is like, "Oh, Coretta, you're waiting around like a faithful dog." Well, at least I'm not some sort of ungrateful little worm that just... What would the word there even be? Slither? Crawl? Sullies itself in the mud, going wherever as though it doesn't have a care in the world. Yes. I'm certain that's the sort of behavior I'd rather have. That works fine. Okay. Okay. Let's. Oop. I keep forgetting about the knob there. Okay, let's. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Are they in there?
If by they you mean Barian and Miss Vivina, then yes.
Looks like we're waiting.
Marcus, then. More Kid Marcus? Rex mentioned it
know
like
where the dwarf
5
is.
times. I don't know either.
Oh, alright. Vargas it is.
Thanks.
I assume they want to spar. you're in the happy part. You're in the happy part of the playlist. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Honestly, the strangest thing these past few years has been trying to get used to calling everybody only by their first names. Ooh. Tracking did not like that move. Why, Miss Coretta? I had no idea about the Academy's accessibility issues until you said something. Well, of course. I mean, you never think about anything. You never think anything's a problem unless somebody brings it up, and, well, it's a very sad, unfortunate truth. But nobody listens unless you say something loudly. To think someone... Well, I really didn't imagine that my spell would take someone out for more than a day. There's always something to be learned, I suppose. Though he really ought to wake up soon. I mean, he would be remiss to be absent from the rest of the tournament due to this. And certainly wouldn't do me any favors. Wouldn't it look awful? I go back home and I get to tell everybody that I hospitalized, not just hospitalized someone. I took them out for the rest of the tournament. And they were superhuman to boot. What a term. Superhuman. Supernatural, I suppose. Undead. Super dead. Well, I suppose I could always take some sort of sick comfort in the idea that at least now we could call him super dead. I hated that the moment that entered my brain. Ugh. Never say that one out loud. Okay, how about this? What do I do if she comes out and she wants to fight me? I suppose I will accept. I mean, assuming there's a professor and some medical team, I should be fine. I mean, either I'll be fine or I'll be dead, so... I suppose then it won't really be my problem, will it? I wonder what they might be discussing in there. Could it be that they're... Well, I suppose they could be discussing the aftermath of the duel. Of course, if it was that, Honestly, I don't see how that could take this long. Katerina, no, don't go out and hurt her. You'll only get yourself in trouble if you do that. But Professor, I'm so angry. She hurt my little Chipsy Poo. No, Viviana, you mustn't. In fact, to punish you, I'm going to make sure she has to keep an eye out for you and stay 15 feet away from you at all times. this one might be a little bit. There we go. Let me tell you an old story. There was once a traveler, a young man, healthy, had quite a few coins on him even. He was well prepared for his journey. It was a pilgrimage, I suppose you could say. To where, nobody knows. However, along his journey, he came across several people, as one does when you do travel. He came across a young child, dirty and grimy and begging in the streets. Well, to that child, he gave every ration he had in his bag. He didn't spare a single one. It would feed the child, perhaps the child's urchin friends, or any beloved family members that couldn't take care of themselves. Not too long after, he comes across a beggar. Not just any sort of beggar, though. This was a widow, if I recall the story correctly. A poor widow who was about to lose her house. She couldn't pay her taxes for the season. And so, moved by this poor woman's misery, the man gave her every coin he had. It is not much, you would say, but I hope this would at least help you through the hardest of times. He came across an old man who only had who only had one arm. He could no longer do any work. I say old, but really it's... I suppose for the purposes of the story, he would have still been able to work had he not lost the arm. Though I suppose you can already see where this is going. The traveler gives the man his arm and says, I know this may not be much, but I hope this will get you through the toughest of times. And so he moves on. Coming across a forest, he meets a witch. An old crone of a woman. And she... well... she moans about how much she envies his youth, his beauty. And so he asks, well, it may not be much, but is there any way in which I could help? Why, yes, said the witch. And so she concocted a potion that would drain him of his youth and beauty and give it to her. It's really not much, but I hope it will get you through the hardest of times. He soon meets a cripple. A man who has lost both his legs. It is not much. However, I do hope that these legs of mine could help you through the hardest of times. And the traveler cuts off his own legs and gives them to the cripple. So now, this one-armed, old, ugly, pathetic man crawling through the forest. He meets a spirit. The spirit laughs at him. Why are you laughing? Asks the traveler. Well, you see, I have a friend who is in need of a hand. And I just so happen to come across somebody who has one. Oh, well, by all means, if it would help you any, you may take it. Joyous day, says the spirit, who then takes his arm and leaves him in the forest. birds come up to him, asking if perhaps he could provide them with some material for a nest. Well, of course. You may take the clothes off my back. And so they do. The fox wishes for something to eat. Well, it may not be much, but you could take my tongue. And so it does. And on. Until he has no eyes, no tongue, no teeth, no ears. And finally, he dies in the cold forest alone. No eyes, no ears, no tongue, no clothes, no arms or legs, no money or food, and no one to assist him. I wonder if perhaps the traveler might have met some sort of reward after death for all of his kind deeds. But would that really be worth all of the pain and misery you would put yourself through? Just for a few moments of kindness. Ooh. I don't suppose maybe she escaped by jumping out of a window.
Is Vovina in there?
She is.
Okay. It's very important. I need to get her out right now.
I really hope that either one of her squad members is dying or one of them has woken up.
We can go. We can. I'm sorry, you guys.
If you want to wait for me outside of Agnes' door, but you really don't have to. Okay.
Okay.
Have a good afternoon. Ah, stretching my legs. Didn't realize until I stood up how sore that position was making my ankles. I need to sit some other way. Big question. Okay, good. I'm taking normal steps. I have had moments of roleplay in the past where in my camera it'll look like I'm walking normally, and then my feet are like taking little itty bitty tiny baby steps. Good afternoon.
Hi, Coretta.
Let's see. Let's go ahead. Do we happen to have sugar cup? Probably not. Yeah, no, that's just normal teacup. Spoon, though. Spoon. Lovely. Okay. Let's go ahead. Oh, yeah. Done here.
Perfect. Hi. Sorry you had to wait so long.
So, is there somewhere special that you would like to talk with me, or would anywhere do?
Oh, sure. Sure.
Coretta, Vivina's right here. You may need to.
Yes, currently doing so.
Hi.
Hello.
This way. Hmm. I have a couple questions. Oh, yes, this is my room. Say hello to my friends.
I assume you mean the various spiders here and the insects?
Arachnids, insects, all sorts. Fireflies, butterflies, scorpions. All kinds of things. Anyway, I'm going to be direct. What is it that you think of chips?
I believe that he is a rather... Well, you could say he is a misfortunate person if he wouldn't like to fight and yet he's in the military academy.
That's your takeaway. Did anyone ever actually tell you what happened when the end of your fight occurred?
I'm fairly certain I can surmise what happened.
And what do you think happened?
Mistakes were made. A spell was fired off and lost control, severely injuring one student. He is, even now, still bedridden.
That's all you know? Or are you withholding?
Is there something that you're trying to fish out of me here? An acknowledgement
I'm just trying to see if the reason that you were acting so callous and cold was out of ignorance or idiocy. He protected his body. Something that hurts him way more than it hurts you. And he protected your body. 6 seconds. People didn't even run onto the fields until I told them to. He's brought the medical wing burnt to smithereens. And you want to know the first thing that he said? Is she a... And the only thing that happened when I answered him was he finally let him sleep.
Good. Good.
He was so concerned about whether or not you'd been hurt that he would go so far as to sacrifice himself for it.
A truly kind soul.
That's it. That's all you have to say.
I believe whatever words you want me to say would likely feel meaningless if they were to be dragged out.
No. It wouldn't be meaningless. So long as you were on.
So long as he is able to recover, I don't believe it really matters what I say.
Incorrect. You stab. I don't know what it is with you GMA kids with stabbing monsters, but it pisses me the fuck off! And you're lucky that the only thing that is holding back my wrath is my love for him and everything that he represents. You see, in that fight, he reminded me of everything that I cherish about him. In that fight, it showed the moral caliber of both opponents. And you were sorely lacking. It's disappointing that his mercy is wasted on you. That's what I was trying to glean.
Truly a shame indeed.
Pity. I thought that that trait was only for humans. But no. I guess it's for everyone. All surface folk have this problem. You have no sense of honor. How disappointing. What a waste. Well, that was all I wanted to know.
I'm glad
can
you were
go.
able to satiate your desires.
Oh.
Glean what little information you can from what little you ask.
They aren't satiated. And maybe they will be. One day.
I mean, if you like, you could always just stab me back. I mean, why hide it?
I was starting to like you. Anyway,
Shame.
bye-bye, boring forever.
Hello.
Good evening, Professor.
Okay, what's happened?
Why would you ask such a thing? Does something need to have
Because
happened?
you have that huffiness about you when something happens.
Have you been filled in on everything, Professor?
For the fight? In regards to Cadet Chips? As far as Professor Berrien could remember, why do you have something to say about it? Something to add?
I'm more curious on your thoughts of the matter.
Okay, like the part where you decided to drop your one spell that summoned the beam of light down on the both of you, and then he, from what I understand, sheltered you after knocking you out. Is it about that?
Yes, sir.
Well, there's one question. Can that spell actually harm you?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
In the
So,
few
in that
times
sense-
I have experimented with it, I can attest it does pain me.
Okay. Well, in that sense, he did something very heroic, you could say. However, he could have also just dragged you out of it, as opposed to just stay there. And this is from what I understand and what I was told. I did not see the fight myself. Why, had something happened in relation to that?
I mean, wouldn't you assume that anything dramatic that could happen today might pertain to a student being bedridden from a duel?
Okay. Who mouthed off at you?
That, Professor, I don't believe is the sort of thing that I would be comfortable with you involving yourself in.
Was it Cadet Vivina? Because I did see that you two were going to talk afterwards. And then you were missing during the entirety of the elemental summoning.
A pity.
Someone threatened you?
No, sir.
Then what did they do, if you don't want to give me their name?
It was just a few words.
Okay. And those words were...
You seem quite invested in this, Professor. Is it fun?
It's my job.
I might have been mistaken. I thought your job was to instruct cadets to perform on the battlefield, not to take care of any little disputes they might have among each other.
Why do you think we have a disciplinary committee?
For when things get physical, I would assume.
No. Not always. What'd they say?
Merely observations of me. That I am cold and callous and possess no sense of honor, sir. Just words from somebody who has never known me.
Well, from the words of someone who has never known you, you've taken it very personally. I can see that.
Get off my back already.
Take your time up here. Or get some dinner.
It's fine, it's fine. It's just words from somebody who does not know you, does not understand you, and does not understand your worth. The only thing holding my wrath back is my love for Chips, my ass. If that is truly all that is holding you back, then I do wish you a very long and love-filled life. Yeah, sorry for however much rustling that might have caused on the recording. Uh, yeah, whenever my characters get sad, I have a tendency to cry very messily. I just tend to experience it strongly. It's nothing against any of the role players or any of the characters. It's just how I respond to the emotion. Which, in the end, tends to translate well to roleplay. Right, the book. Good evening.
Good evening.
Ah. gonna take my headset off for just a moment so I can blow my nose and not in your guys' ears. Oh, much better. Okay. Pathetic. You're stronger than this.
See you guys. Have fun.
Oh, that scared me. You don't need to announce that in Discord.
probably no.
Huh? What?
How goes beating a bush? Oh.
That bush said my mother was trash and had
Ryder,
to
what
kill
did the
it.
bush look like?
Ryder, did you fight a bush?
Surprising. Uh-oh.
Yes, I fought
Ah, here we are.
It's a bush. You set it on fire.
Here's your
Good
book,
evening.
Professor. I almost forgot to give
Thank
it
you
back.
kindly. Oh, it's perfectly fine. I trust
Enjoy your
that
meal.
it's-
It should be in perfect condition.
Appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did.
Around
What's the book?
I think I don't remember.
It's called The Lover's Bible.
Hey.
Hi.
All right, I guess we'll just have to wonder about that information.
Hey, man. I'm checking up on you before I go do my
everything is under control, just as
nightly justicing and stuff.
Okay.
Everything is that why the campus is so safe?
Yeah. Hey.
I mean, you'd be running around like you normally do, like I do.
Patrol. You know what? I sure do patrol the dorms.
He keeps all of us safe. He's the only one left.
Hello, Coretta.
So all relying on him.
Good
Where have you
evening.
been all day?
Someone's got to make sure that the dorms
Good evening.
and it's only up to me
Wrapped
to
up in
do it
talks
right.
here and there.
Heavy lifting. There's nothing to lift. We're
Oh,
inside of a protected
oh my.
barrier, Ryder.
I know, somebody
you missed,
actually
um,
wanted to
It's
talk to
just
me.
like-
Routine.
Well, you know what, Cortez? Sometimes I want to feel important.
Really?
Cortez.
Amazing. I mean,
Patrolling has nothing to do with
who wouldn't want to talk to the beautiful Coretta?
Oh, the beautiful, loquacious Coretta.
I know. I've
I'm
been doing
sure.
rounds also.
I'm quite
elegant.
handy.
Probably didn't catch me, but I made at least
Hmm.
2 rounds behind the school.
Oh, and
around that tree.
humble.
Which whose tree is that? Because there's like a nice little setup in there. Like a...
Anywho, Jamie, all
You
I'm
missed
saying is,
summoning.
I'm wishing you the best tonight.
We
The waterfall's
participated
good.
in
The
a,
other
I suppose, a
waterfall,
joint
there's giant
class with the
boulders
AA
down.
students. We were summoning elementals.
You make sure.
So I've been told.
I'll be around when you
The
need
weird
me.
etchings.
Oh,
those-
I'm
those
sorry, I did
concern
not
me.
know that you
Nothing
were
like that.
already informed.
Okay.
You're so sweet, Ryder.
Hey, I gotta watch out for the people I care about.
Absolutely.
Cause let's face it,
And how was your day, princess?
I lost my shit around here. Anywho, good day.
As enjoyable as most are.
I feel like there's more to that sentence, but it just sticks out.
And
Let
yourself?
me know when you start to get stir crazy from being stuck inside the barrier.
Currently experiencing that problem?
A little bit. Not going to lie. I made it outside the school today, and I walked to the edge of the barrier. It was just like, there's nothing stopping me from leaving. Like, I could leave the barrier. Like, I could just keep walking.
The
professor.
headmistress would be.
I know,
Yeah, professors and
I know, but I
headmistress,
mean
you know,
physically.
would be
I mean
alerted to-
physically.
The professors.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
I'm not going to do it, but it starts to get a little like confining.
Trust
Like,
me, I
professors
I
understand.
know
have
that
to hunt you down
I know our academy is pretty confining, but we're allowed to take slips to leave to town. This is like
Mhm.
starting to get ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't have a barrier that keeps us in.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we
have a
just leave.
fortress wall and an ocean surrounding us.
Yeah, but we can still leave. It just takes about an hour to get back to the villages.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You want help on your patrol again?
Well, just don't leave. You know better.
I know, Professor. I know,
mean-
Professor. What
The
am I gonna
temptation's
go?
We're
there.
literally
Don't
cold
give in.
everywhere, out in the middle of nowhere. There's literally nothing
I've-
but
I mean, oh, don't
Forest
worry. I've looked
and
at the map.
ocean.
extensively, there is nothing out there. Which is weird. Why is this academy out in the middle of nowhere?
Because it was built on a ley line. The ley lines don't dictate where the cities are.
Okay,
There you go.
but why isn't there a city built or a town built down afterwards? Like,
How long does it usually take you to go patrolling? Out of
Probably
curiosity.
like with all the
If there's
magics
such
that
a
go
good
off
ley
in here,
line-
they got scared. They got scared away.
Well,
I
no,
mean-
he does have a point.
we've built in more dangerous areas. I literally live just south of a vampire castle.
Oh, I see.
The Gate of Nosferatu is like a day's travel.
Yeah, I grew
mean,
up
I
in Fallbrook,
guess.
so.
And I guess I live
There's
like a few.
You
Like-
lived with sandworms.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say. Like,
So
take
this
one
is like
wrong
a,
move, and suddenly there's a
uh,
sandworm. So this place
I
seems
mean, I
perfectly
feel like
I see.
safe.
So you're very dedicated.
confined and safe.
I haven't
really
seen
can't
anything
say
outside the
anything.
barrier either. Like, there's not many creatures that roam around.
I come from
Maybe over
a
the hills.
small,
You gotta go over the hills.
relatively
Oh,
safe
maybe the.
island.
Oh, I know what it is. The Fae. The Fae creatures just scare
Oh,
away all
no,
the
I was
locals.
just saying that you're very dedicated. It's admirable.
No.
Like
Vesta
the-
and I
like
went
the-
out one day
like
and
the-
got a pig.
Did you?
I've seen
Did you
animals.
see the
Like,
Fae
I've seen
bush
bears and
creatures?
some deer.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I have not.
There was a little
I've-
like.
Mm.
Yeah, bush creature that liked to play
it's like a
games and it was
pinky
playing a
wisp thing.
tag with Professor. It was with Professor Barian.
No.
I'm just
Well.
It ran full steam at me. I got scared.
They did say it wasn't hostile though, but it's gonna play games.
Mm.
So if you do see it, just
Okay.
play along, I guess.
I wasn't at the moment that it ran at me. I wasn't aware that it was just playing a game.
Oh,
It just
so
went,
you
like-
thought it was attacking.
Bounced to me. Yeah.
Do you want to go by the
Mhm.
fountain?
Well, good thing it wasn't me. It'd be in two pieces.
Val did
Well.
like run between me and it and put up the shield though. So
Be at the fountain by the
He does that. He does that.
At least he has some use, other than opening his mouth too much.
I promise I won't keep him long.
All right. We'll continue on.
Okay.
Mm.
Good time.
high five more elementals.
For now.
Corretto,
I will.
you have your family business stuff, and you know the politics rules. How much funding is put into GMA? Do we know that? Based on how much your family pays to keep you in. Not sure, depending on scholarship.
You mean tuition? The word you were looking for is tuition.
I don't
Not
words
pay to
sometimes.
keep her in. Not pay to keep her in because that just
I mean-
implies that.
What do you
see,
mean? Her
you
family
made her
pays
mad
to
now.
keep her here.
You just made her mad. I think you made that
Correct
on
makes
mistake.
correct mad. I said what I said. I didn't stutter. I'd have to ask my father how much he pays to keep me out of his goddamn hair now.
Hmm.
I'm guessing more than a few thousand gold.
The ones you brought here.
Not
No.
necessarily the
They're
best
just
behave.
the best in terms of what they can do.
I see.
Yes.
I only have a simple question. Is there someone I can inquire to as to perhaps picking a couple of roses?
I do not believe there's any set groundskeeper at the moment.
Cadet.
Say Rise or Neroli come to mind.
Rise.
reset.
I'm sure either
She's
of them
been
will be
going
able to
around
assist.
watering the flowers every morning.
Thank you. If you'll excuse me.
You are excused.
So I'm guessing
Roses, that's perfect.
they're the only three professors.
Interesting.
Us three. Those three. Mason and Ryder are the only ones that. Oh, wait.
So it's hold and condense, right? To answer your question, nothing. Full scholarship, right? Something like that. Too big, but also hold condense, right? Hold.
But it's her thing. Everyone finds their inspirations.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I was saying, we are also the heads of our element as well, so we get extra stuff.
I'm glad he was able to to quickly get some rest. And didn't have to suffer through all that for too long. No, it should be fine. It should be fine if I just grab some flowers that are outside the school walls. Any flowers outside the school walls aren't likely to be tended to by any groundskeeper. Let's not go up that way. If I recall correctly, there should be some rose bushes up at the hot springs. I really don't think that this music right here is quite the mood. Go back up here. Here we go. Some roses tucked away that nobody should really miss if they're plucked. Okay. Good thing I have these gloves on. Okay. Then let's get the other here. Okay. I knew that his injuries were severe. I didn't know that he had been burnt that badly. Really, you can't play the villain and then cry when people don't like you. This is, after all, the sort of behavior that you expected. You have nothing to complain about. let's get started.